What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's Rachel here from Makers Gonna Learn, your ultimate die cutting community. And today, boy, do we have a fun one for you guys. We're gonna be making an embroidery hoop wreath, and we're gonna be making it for fall. You guys know that I love fall, but this is not gonna be like fall in your face, leaves, pumpkins, pumpkin spice lattes. This isn't gonna be that kind of fall. It's gonna be a very fall with the colors I pick and things like that. It's going to be subtly fall, but it's going to be gorgeous and something you can have in your house for fall or really all year round if you wanted to. We're going to be using this really pretty green cardstock. I wish that I had the name, the number for this cardstock to tell you all, but unfortunately it came out of a pack and the top of that pack was ripped off. Go figure. So it's just like this really pretty deep, like foresty green. And then we found some really pretty fabric at Hobby Lobby. You guys know that we're obsessing over this fabric for our fall and Halloween season here at the studio. So we're going to be using this color fabric, this pattern with this really pretty green color to go on our embroidery hoop. And we're going to be cutting out a word with one of our Makers Gonna Learn fonts. If you are not already a member of Makers Gonna Learn, you guys are missing out. Please click the very first link in the description below to see all that you can have, including over 200 fonts, 1,300 cut files, free printable guides, access to a members only Facebook group, free commercial licensing, and so much more. So go check out what you're missing over there. We're going to be using a font from Makers Gonna Learn to cut out a beautiful word. And then I've got two different types of ribbon because I want to make a really pretty bow for this, but I don't really know. I don't know what type of bow. I think I might want just regular burlap looking. This one's like burlap, but it's a little bit glittery. So I'm thinking that I want to use our burlap to make this, to finish it off today. But it's going to be really subtly fall and really pretty. So along with all of that, get you some scissors and some hot glue, and then let's jump into it. Okay guys, first things first, what I wanted to get out of the way today was our design space. I want to get all of this done and finished and cut so that we don't have to worry about it. So what we're going to do today is, you can see here we have our word, and this is using the font Ballin'. Okay, I really like this font. It is from Makers Gonna Learn. If you want it, you have to become a yearly member to Makers Gonna Learn, so click the first link in the description to see how to do that. And we have just used the tools that we have in Design Space to kern this together, so I will show you guys exactly how we did it. I'm going to go to text here, and we're already at Ballin', so you're going to go from all to system and type it in, and then once you have it, we're going to go over here and we're going to type in gather. And once you have typed that in, all that you have to do is go over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy over here to the side here. We want him out of the way as we work on this guy. We're going to make him bigger, and this is what we're going to do first. Okay, we're going to go up here to letter space, and we're going to bring our letter space down, and you can see the letters just getting closer together. This is a really easy way to start off this kerning process. So once you get to about here and you see the H-E-R and then the G-A is looking pretty good, but the T and the H need to connect with all the rest. So what we're going to do now is you're going to go over and ungroup all of these. And you can see over here on the layers panel, they're all a different layer. So we're going to take our mouse, we're going to grab these three, and then we're going to scoot them over to our H. And now we're going to take all of these, and then we're going to scoot these over to our G and our A. So this looks pretty darn good. Again, this is one of those words where I really like it lowercase. I like it all lowercase. So you can do it all lowercase or you can do it uppercase, whatever you want to do. But once you're finished and you have it kerned exactly how you want to, we're going to go over to the bottom right hand corner of our sidebar here, and we're going to weld all of that together. Now the purpose of that, you can see here in our layers panel over here, it changed it from all different layers to all one layer, and also it's all going to cut as one layer as well. If I were to have just attached these, it would have cut each individual letter as an individual letter, even though they're still touching, if that makes sense. So where we kern them and they're touching now, when we weld them, it makes it all cut in one fell swoop, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to jump over and measure our embroidery hoop to see how much room we have to work with. And here's our embroidery hoop, and we're just going to take a measuring tape here, and we're just going to measure how much room we have to work with. And it looks like we have about 11 inches. This is a 12-inch hoop all the way around, but I would like to keep this at about 9.5 inches. I think that would be really, really pretty to go in the center here. So we're going to jump back in Design Space and switch around our measurements there. So now we're going to go here to width, and it looks like it's really, really close. I'm just going to go 9.5. So really, I'm going to make it a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to make the width 9.5 here, pretty close to 9.5 right there. That's great. That's as close as I'm getting. And it makes the height 4.586, something like that, which is great. So now we're going to go ahead and click Make It. And this is a paper project, so we do not need to mirror that or anything like that. And this is medium cardstock, but I'm going to go ahead and put this on more pressure here. So I'm going to select medium cardstock and more pressure. And now all we're going to do is head over to our mat and load in our mat to our Cricut after placing our paper onto our mat. So here's our mat, and what we're going to do is we're going to take our piece of paper here, one of our pieces of paper, and we're just going to lay our paper down right here on the mat. And now we're going to load this into our machine, just like that. And we're going to press that flashing Cricut button. And now we're just going to unload our mat. And now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over and peel up the excess. And here you can see it is one beautiful word. And now we're going to peel our word up. So we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to flip this over, and then we're going to peel it up from our mat. And it's going to peel relatively easily because it is all one word, and it's going to be coming off the mat super, super gently. So just be mindful of that. Be careful as you're doing this. And then our mat flipped up on us, but that's okay. You can just take the little middle of the letters off of your mat, place that protector sheet back on there, and then you're done with your mat. And now you can take these little pieces out, this little inside the G here, and you can see our beautiful gather. I love the way it turned out, and look how much paper you have for another project. It's plenty of paper. You don't want to waste any of that pretty cardstock. So now once our Cricut process is done, thankfully, we're going to go here, and what we're going to start doing right now is we're going to loosen up our embroidery hoop. So we're going to loosen this bad boy up here, and then we're going to remove one of the hoops from the other hoop. And we know that we have 12 inches to work with. So what we're going to do is we're going to unfold this ginormous piece of fabric here. So much fabric. I'm going to place it on the table here. And here's a corner. And I'm just going to scoot this up. And I know again that we have 12 by 12 to work with around about. So I'm going to take our measuring tape here. And I'm going to just measure out 12. And 12 is right here. And then I'm going to measure out 12 this way, and that is longer. So I'm just going to pull this down here. So we see what we have to work with here. And I'm going to scoot it over a bit just so we have plenty to work with. But I'm going to take the scissors here, and I'm going to kind of mark it. Just kind of mark my little edge here. So I marked that one, and now I'm going to mark this one. And it's okay if you have too much. It's better to have too much than not enough. That has always been my motto. And once you're done marking it, you can remove that measuring tape there and get to cutting. So I'm just going to move all this around here and get to cutting. So where's my little mark at? Here's my little mark. I'm going to try and cut it as straight as I can. It's neat that it has this plaid anyway, so it's kind of like a good marker for me to go super straight. And however you measure it is totally fine. You know, you're going to have some excess no matter what, which is totally fine. So just cut it however big you think. And of course, we're going to be trimming off the excess anyways. So here's our piece. I'm going to widen this camera out for us so that we really can see what's going on. And now I'm going to lay this down here. And this fits perfectly over our embroidery hoop. Yay! I might not be the best at math, but I can do simple math, guys. Then we're going to lay this down over our embroidery hoop. and that fit really tightly good. That's perfect. So we're gonna take this, and I'm actually gonna pull it a little bit more. I really want it to be super, super tight. So I'm flipping this around to the back, and I'm just gonna take the ends and I'm gonna pull it, okay? So I'm gonna hold on to the embroidery hoop here, but I'm gonna pull these ends. I really want this fabric to be super tight here. So once we know it's tight that way, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna tighten this back up. So just screw this guy back as tight as you can. And once that is tight, we can see here how cute this looks. We're gonna go through with our scissors in the back, and we're gonna cut off our excess here. So this is probably gonna be the most time consuming part, is because you really wanna make sure that it's close to that embroidery hoop. You don't wanna get any of your excess flapping over so you can see anything. So make sure that you just get around your entire project. You need some good scissors too, some good sharp scissors. That is definitely what I recommend, having some good scissors. Courtney actually has a really great hack. She sews a ton. Her little hack is to have different scissors for different tasks, and her fabric scissors have a different color of ribbon tied around them to signify that they are just to be used for fabric, which is a great way to ensure that you will not get your scissors dull for using them on anything else. So we're going to lay those to the side and reveal this guy. And how cute is he? He's adorable. I absolutely love it. And it's so easy. I absolutely love the way it turned out. And we did a pretty good job at making sure that this piece is on the top and it's not kind of like slanted. So do make sure you try and do that as well, because we're going to cover this guy up with a ribbon and a bow, because we're going to have to hang it up somehow. So we're going to take some of our ribbon here and make a big old loop. So I'm just going to cut this, okay? Well, I'm first going to make a loop and see how big I want it. So that looks like a pretty good looking loop right there to me. So I'm just going to cut it right there. Easy peasy. And now I'm going to make our little loop. So I'm going to add some hot glue here and just glue those two ends together. And once you have that glued, this, guys, is going to be glued like right here. You can glue that on the back or the front, and then we're going to add a bow for this guy. And then we're also, guys, I don't want to reveal it too soon, but we're also going to put our gather right here. How beautiful is this going to be with our little bow here? So I'm going to make a bow. I'm going to make a really, really simple bow. This is going to be an easy bow tutorial for you guys as well. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the ribbon here on our spool, and I'm just going to take this here. I'm going to leave quite a bit of a tail, and I'm going to wrap this guy just like that. Then I'm going to unroll some more. I'm going to make a loop here. So I made my loop, and I'm going to make a whole nother loop, okay? Just another loop, and then leave some room here in between our loops, and you can see our little loopy loops. And now we're going to fold these over each other, and you can see this hole right here where the excess was in the middle. We're going to flip this loop under and through that little hole there. So go ahead and pull them tight. Make sure you get both ends, then pull, and you'll start to see your shape coming together of your bow, which is great. So you can see our bow's really coming together nicely. So you can get really nitpicky with this later on, guys, okay? But what is the main purpose right now to see is to make sure that they are the same size, and they look relatively the same size too. But if they're not, you can go through and pull this end or pull that in and really make them the same size. But our bow looks pretty good. This side might be a little shorter than this side, so I'm just going to take it and pull it, okay? That's so easy to do. And just nitpick with it until you get it exactly how you want it. And I'm going to add a little bit of extra personality on the ends here. So I'm going to go through here, right like this. And I'm going to fold these pieces together. And I'm going to take it right where I folded on the fold side. And I'm going to take it and I'm just going to angle it down just like so. And then when it opens up, look at that cute little detail there. So I'm going to do the same thing on my other side. Here's the front of my bow. Everybody knows if you're making a bow, you have a good side, a front side, and you have a back side. This is most definitely the front side of my bow here. Love that side. And then we're going to cut this guy. And as you can see, he's a little bit longer. So we're just going to cut him as well, you can see. So we're just going to fold him. And on that folded side, we're just going to take it here, just like before, and we're just going to cut down. And then there is our beautiful little bow. Look how cute. We're going to throw those little excess pieces away. And now we're going to bring all this here together to assemble it all. So we're going to flip this over completely. And then I'm going to add some hot glue to our mechanisms here, to our little pieces, our little metal pieces, and then up and around, and really try and get a good pile of glue going. And now I'm going to apply down our little loop. Our loop has got to attach here. So I'm just going to press this down, and it'll do its job, guys. Don't even worry. And once you have that pressed down, you can flip it over and see what we're working with now. It's looking so, so cute, guys. You can just see how cute it's looking. And now we're going to attach our word here. And the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to flip it over and add several little dots of hot glue. So we're just going to go through here, and I'm going to actually do it on the table to make it easier as well. But you want to kind of move quickly too when you're working with hot glue. So I'm going to come in for us a bit so we can see better. And we're just going to add some globs of hot glue. Kind of be quick, you know what I'm saying? Kind of be fast when you're doing this. And if for some reason our hot glue gun is just not really getting too hot for us today and giving us a ton of glue. So you might have to go back through this and redo this a little bit. And if that's the case, then that'll be okay. Just go through here, give it some globs. Don't even worry about the little beads that you see, or little hot glue gun beads. Those are totally fine. And once you have a lot of hot glue, in your personal opinion, go ahead and as quickly as you can bring in your wreath, and then we're going to lay this down. We're going to find the center, lay this down, and then kind of just press lightly. And now we're going to flip it over and press it like that. Okay? So it's all like one fell swoop. You kind of have to move quick when you're working with hot glue. But here it is. You can remove all the little excess pieces. It comes off so easy. Just take them, or as Tanner always loves to say, if you have a hair dryer, you can take a hair dryer and do that too, and it's so, so easy. So we have this here now, and now guys, the only other thing we have to do is attach our cute little bow. I'm really excited about our little bow here. This is just going to really take this whole project up a notch, and I just love the personality that the bow adds. So we're going to take a big old glob of hot glue. You guys know we're talking about big old globs of hot glue all the time, so we're just going to take all the globs of hot glue that we can here and bring it in and set it right there. And just go ahead and hold that there for just a minute, and it'll stick for you. And we can cut these ends way shorter if we want to, you know. But guys, I have to say, this has ended up looking so, so cute. Look how perfect this is for fall, you know, with our pretty green cardstock, and I'll absolutely love our Christmas color of plaid, but it works for fall so well. So you can take this, guys, and hang it up wherever you want to. How beautiful is that? What did you guys think of our beautiful little gather here? I absolutely loved making this awesome embroidery hoop wreath for the holidays, for the fall season. I'll also be making one of these for Christmas, and an evergreen one that you guys will absolutely love to have in your house all throughout the year. So if you love this one, you're going to love those even more. So definitely stay tuned to see those tutorials. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave us a comment down below and let us know what we can do to help you out. And guys, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, subscribe and get notified for all these crafty videos that are coming out so you guys can see them first. And guys, again, please click the very first link below to see how you can get the font that we used in today's project, plus 200 more and so many other crafty goodies for your die cutting machine. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, please stay crafty. Bye, guys.